What's up, dudes and dudes here, and I'm Seth, and today we're going to be taking a look at Hyper Knights. This game is all about combos and craziness and stuff like that, while also being really cool because, as you may or may not have noticed already in the top right hand corner of the screen, it's got some Steam Workshop stuff going on. So we're gonna play a new file right here, and you can see here you can customize your playthrough by using custom sprites you make yourself or downloaded ones from the workshop. So you can end up, you know, I've seen lightsabers and all sorts of really crazy cool stuff. For today though, we're just gonna end up using the defaults just so that we kind of have a bit of an idea. Joseph the Free, I don't like that name. Donald the Violent, Benedict the Careful, okay. Charles the Royal, Gregory the Brave, Baldwin the Mighty. Sure, let's go with that one. And then we could randomize our character as well. These, again, are just the default looks. You can also rotate your character around to kind of see what your weapon's going to end up being. Last time I played through this, just because I was kind of testing things out, I ended up taking a Viking-type character. Let's just go with this little skull dude, just because whatever. This game's actually pretty cool because the combat is more focused on combos rather than just straight out button mashing. So with these enemies, it is just button mashing. We're just gonna mash the X button, right? Obviously using an Xbox controller. But then enemies like that, we're gonna have to specifically do YXY for the shield enemies. Otherwise, they're going to end up pulling an attack off, which is going to end up damaging us. So now we've got our combat meter, or combo meter, all the way up. We can always press right bumper and trigger a crazy spike combo, which is going to clear everything in front of us. There is also this stun move, but generally I haven't found it to be very useful. And you can dash around a couple times. Now, this is where things get interesting. Almost immediately, actually, is because we managed to get out of there, but the traders took over our lands. Now we need to fight and get it all back one region at a time. We will need resources, so we should begin by raiding that village over there. So, as we're kind of exploring the map, it's kind of a fog of war type of thing. But you can see on top of the village, there's 25 right there. I don't know, like, is that got to do with the currency we're going to end up taking from this village? We'll see, because right now in the bottom left, we've got 25 currency, and we've got 50 out of 50 units. That, of course, is going to end up coming into play in a moment here, but otherwise, this village node, this is a village node is what I mean. We must destroy all enemy encampments. So we open up the map and we can actually tell our units very simply to go over and attack these dudes. But otherwise, we're gonna try and mop the floor with most of them ourselves. While also trying not to take too much damage from the archers, because that's the real big thing that ends up always giving me the most trouble. We could leave a lot of it to our minions, of course. But that's okay. We'll just kill everything around. And now we've got to sit here and wait for our units to kind of raid the area and destroy, like, the tents and stuff like that. So while they're dealing with all of that, we're going to continue onward here. And we'll try and take care of these enemies as quickly as possible, just so that they have a clear, nice, easy way of actually... Whoopsie daisy, that was a nice dodge, if I do say so. Nice, easy way of getting into here. As there's only a couple units left, you can see it very simply points us towards them so that you don't gotta go searching for 5 years. And in the castle raid, which we're definitely gonna have time for today, I actually ended up taking over the entire castle, and there was a couple units still out on the map, so you definitely have to destroy all of them in order to actually, like, take over the entire region and area, right? So... my bad on not actually telling our minions to come up here. Unfortunately, we can't seem to damage anything. I guess it makes sense because otherwise we would be very overpowered. You can actually just pretty much semi-automatic just tap the buttons as fast as possible. Like, you could just spam your attacks. But because of that, you know, it's like, that's why the game focuses more on a combo system rather than just us mashing the buttons and killing everything in our face, right? So as, of course, you know, you get more of your units over here to do more damage, and we ended up actually doing just fine. Top middle of your screen, you can see we still have 50 out of our total units, so we're actually doing great as far as that's concerned. The top right, I think, is just the total enemy units, but I'm not exactly sure. So anyways, we get experience based on killing enemies and stuff like that, which can end up upgrading and giving us more experience and leveling our character up. 36 or 38 gold. So we got 38 on top of 25. No, I don't know. We took some losses in that battle. We should grab more units from the hideout. You got it. So we're gonna come back over here and take... Well, normally you can take your units, but we actually didn't need to take any of them because we're doing just fine. You can give our units to it, and then we could end up spending 70 of our currency to actually hire out even more units. Or no, we have 70 and we could hire out more mercenaries for 20. For 20, that's what I meant to say. Okay, so now we could end up fighting these characters out in the wild. You're also gonna notice that things do not move unless we move. That's actually going to be an enemy hero who's at level 2. But let's just go straight for the castle right here because I'm overly confident that we are going to be able to take it. Because, you know, a lot of it is still based on player skill as well. But as there's just so many enemies you end up fighting in some of these maps, it can end up being a bit overwhelming for sure. You can see as well that if we end up getting lucky enough to kind of chain together a combo, that's where the dashes end up coming in. Because we can end up getting a nice big combo going, and of course as you end up getting a bigger and bigger combo, it's going to end up giving you more experience as far as I know at the end of the round, right? So let's see if we can keep this combo going the entire time. Ow, these archers, man, they always end up hurting me. That's a big problem. Okay, so there is a couple enemy units over here, but our combo did end up resetting. RIP! Unless the combo, maybe it's not based on getting as quick to the enemy as possible. It's probably about not taking a hit. Yeah, sorry to say, like, I know I'm kind of back and forth about a lot of things about this game, but it's not entirely clear to me. You know, the game itself doesn't really do the best job explaining it, but it doesn't really have to, you know? Like, it's kind of just trial and error, just play through it anyways and never mind any of that stuff. So, let's see. Is it actually based on just not taking damage? I think that would make a lot more sense as far as the combo meter is concerned. But, let's just do our big spike attack right here, which doesn't have as much area of effect as I thought it did. Rip me. Oh, well. Let's get rid of those guys. So yeah, our combo is actually staying based on just damaging enemies. So you could get through a whole mission without taking a hit, and I guess that ends up becoming the goal a little bit later on, right? Is you don't want to end up getting damaged. Okay, that's pretty cool. I don't know whether or not we can end up necessarily healing, or do we just have a permanent amount of health like this, and then we could end up dying, and then we have to spend a certain amount of money to end up reviving or something? I don't know. Hopefully we'll get to answer that question today. I'll probably end up dying by going into the next area. But as we end up destroying this castle, we're gonna end up taking over the region. We got a lot of levels there. Okay, let's get out of here. This region is now ours. There are some knights here willing to join our cause. Open the castle for more info. So we can open up the castle, and then we could spend 200 gold to, or 100 gold, I mean, to upgrade. So it converts gold into units faster and more units per roamer. I guess a roamer would be not only ourselves being able to carry more than 50 units at a time, but these knights are going to end up being... It takes your Steam friends' usernames too. But not only do these guys end up having perks, you can see this guy has mortars, and this one has mortars and slowdown as his ability. But if we could afford them, then they would end up roaming the map similar to that enemy that's up there hanging out and carrying their own units about them, right? So I guess the whole point of the castle right here, we can't afford this, so let's just go for it, is that... What, can we carry more than 50 units at a time now or something? I don't exactly know. That's kind of what I mean, where it's like, what does it mean by roamers and stuff? Ooh, okay, so here's the other cool part. The biggest part about this game is the fact that you can end up upgrading our characters, right? So you could walk around and kind of select all of your knights and stuff like that. I'm assuming that you can end up getting perks for them as well. Maybe it's just for everybody in general. I'm not exactly sure. Player movement speed, which would be great. Health is definitely a must. Dash charges and how often you're going to be able to actually do that. Combos combo charge, army size. Okay, so that's just going to end up being a perk straight up from leveling. Scavenging, which is gold scavenged from units, so on and so forth, all the way up. And then for our combos themselves, that's our spike meter ability, but then we're also going to end up having that one. There we go. That one actually lets us heal the player. So I guess we already have one of this, or it requires two. No, I think we already have it. Yeah, we do. So I should have actually been using that in combat, but unfortunately, rip, I wasn't actually doing that. So let's actually give ourselves a little bit of health here, and then it's going to cost us a lot more to actually upgrade. Let's just go take on this dude right here. Seems like we have to. I love that it's got the Steam friend names. Like, seriously, that's so good. Oh, man. Especially that he's Nokia, too. Whoopsie daisy. I don't know what that was. I don't know what was going on right there, but it seemed like we have to get like the perfect combo going on for this guy in order to actually damage him. But that's cool. Let's just ignore him. Try and build up our combo meter right here, and then let's also do a nice spike attack of destiny. Okay, we really need to try and get rid of his units here. Get rid of his units as much as possible here. Okay. Is he already dead? Did our minions take care of him? I think that they did. Oh man, I'm so bad at these combos, dude, like seriously. But we seem to have gotten through that relatively unscathed and just left it to our units. Did we end up losing a lot of units though? That's the real problem. Oh, we're down to 16. Recruit a knight from the castle when you can. I can't afford it, okay? Like I really can't. Why? That's just roamers. So he's forced to retreat now, but he's not necessarily actually being defeated and gone from the game entirely. Okay, so what about this? The convoy. Let's take care of that before we call it a day. This is pretty interesting, though. I'm actually surprised. Dude, like it's such a simple game, but it ends up actually having like a very complex system underneath, which I really like that. I'm really taking some mega damage here. Okay, let's try this healing ability. There we go. The targeting is a little bit of a problem, honestly. I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to target these ranged characters while they're right in front of my face. It just isn't really working. Okay, so there we go. We ended up taking care of all those guys, no problem. I mean, we're quite weak, so let's heal up. Bloop. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So what is this going to end up giving us as we end up destroying this? We don't have many minions, so it's going to take a long time for them to actually destroy all of this stuff. Yikes. You know what I just realized as well? That meter counting down in the top right, I think that's until enemy reinforcements would show up. So if you end up taking too long, they're just going to show, like, throw more enemies at you. That's all I can assume that it's going to end up being anyways. If that's the case, that's actually pretty cool. Okay, so there we go. We got a victory there. That gave us a lot of gold right there. Man alive. Okay, so that was definitely what it was about. Would we even be able to recruit this guy right now? I guess the whole point, too, is we would have to guard our caravans as well. But you can see, too, that our minions are slowly starting to try and fill up the area more and more. Kind of put our own defenses into the zone and region. Like this guy right here, they're actually going into battle, and we could actually... Can we jump into it? Yeah, we can. We could end up jumping in and helping them out, but that's okay. We'll actually leave them to their business. Can we actually afford... There we go. Great job. We're going to need all the help we can get to take back our lands. We can tell the knight which region he should defend or attack. Open the info with the select menu. Okay, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So we can end up going to the knight. Okay, so we don't get to pick his stats. We just get to select him and tell him where to go. Oh, that is actually really cool. We can even tell him to just follow the player in general. I don't know why he's not following us. I guess he's just defending the region. Now he's just attacking everything on his own. Well, anyways, very, very cool game for sure. Definitely has a lot more depth to it than you would think. You could also stand still and we could just fast forward time real quick to kind of see what's going on right here. But as you can see, he's not really competent. Yikes, he got his butt kicked by that keep. I'm pretty confident we would have been able to do it. In any case, thanks for watching, everybody. That's all the time we have for today. Links are going to be in the description for everything about this game. Check it out for yourself. Very much appreciate if you would like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. Sign on and stay epic, everybody.